I don't think God is what everyone says he is. Here's a story. Get ready, cause it's gonna be a doozy. New Year's Day of 2000. I was 7. My father showed his true colors to my mom when he threw my brother across the room, causing him to hit the wall and land on his bed. She saw signs prior that he might be a pedo, but he was such a good guy. No one wants to believe the one they love, the one they chose to love, the one they trust most, could be a danger to their kids, or any kids, until they physically see it. They both pull my brother and myself to the dining room, and tell us they're getting a divorce. Being so small, we say okay, and have absolutely no idea what's going on. This was the year I heard a voice in my heart. The year I later found out that my father left mom $11 in cash to her name and wiped clean the bank account. It's the year 2001. My father watched in a pool chair as I nearly drowned in the deep end of the pool, because he said I could go there. My brother is 6, and can do nothing to help me. In the silence of the water, I hear you can do this. You have swam in shallow water. You're okay. This is the year my mother was slowly poisoned from my father putting cleaner in her Pepsi. The day she couldn't wake up, an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old child called their father telling him that mom won't wake up and make breakfast, and we didn't know if she was okay. He said he would be right back home, and instead went to a strip club with his friend and we don't see him for the rest of the day. 2 hours later, we're playing Uno because we don't know what's going on, and mom wakes up, goes to the kitchen, mumbles her words, and goes back to bed, nearly falling the whole way there. This voice tells me to call 911, which I tell my brother we need to do. We just moved to this place. We don't know the address yet. Look for any mail. Find anything on a mail that has your address and call 911. I rush to the table, find a piece of mail, call 911, tell them mom's situation, and after the call, hear okay, now call your grandmother. Paramedics come, and my grandmother comes close after. Get in the car, grandma says. But I want to make sure mom's okay, I reply. She's going to be okay, you did really good. Thank you for calling us, the paramedics comfortably reassure me. Now it's 2002. We're visiting my father on our mandatory visits. My brother woke me up in the middle of the night. Op? Can I sleep with you? Sure. What happened? I saw Dad wrestling another man naked in the living room, he said through tears. We still didn't know everything, but we knew that wasn't something he should have seen. This voice tells me to hold him and comfort him throughout the night. You'll be okay. Just help him right now. I don't know how, but I trust that we'll be okay, while things look bleak. This was the year the judge ruled my father's parental rights be taken away. The year I said to myself, if he isn't my father, then God, can you be my father? I fell asleep that night to my heart saying yes. I went through my life feeling like someone was always with me, and not once did I understand the fear of God phrase, but always believed the love of God is actually the truth. I have always believed He's all forgiving, all accepting, and all loving. To trust in Him is to have faith. I never really stressed about shit, and ignored what happened the day before because that's His business to deal with. Not mine. Fast forward past a lot of other things going on to January 15, 2024. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. to a weird burning, tingling sensation on my left side of my body. I got ready for work, like a normal human. I clocked in, got on the computer to do supervisor work, and find that my left side of my body is getting worse. I tell my manager that I don't know anything about medicine, but I know my heart is on my left side, so it would really suck if there was something wrong with my heart. He sent me off home. I told my then fiancé that I wanted to wait until 7ish to find out if it would ever resolve. When it didn't, I went to the ER, expressing my concern. It's parentheses, the doctor said, and sent me back home. Apparently, parentheses is just weird tingly feeling on a part of the body. We get home, and what I remember is this. I get in bed, play How to Train Your Dragon 2, because I absolutely love the scene where the mom and dad get back together and dance and sing and it's adorable as hell. Then I fall asleep, despite my desire to stay awake. I vaguely remember fiancé saying I love you. And I, thinking I woke up, said I love you too, then fell back to sleep. I think I am dreaming seeing my entire peripheral vision being black, as fiancé screams babe, babe. Back to blackness, until the same vision of my brother shows up and says op, grab my fingers. More blackness until the same vision pops up, but it's different this time. I'm in a white room inside this black peripheral vision. We gotta get her clothes off. One person says, another pulls off my pants, looks at the hand-shaped birthmark on my leg and says, what is this? I'm proud to respond to this, as I couldn't respond when my first grade teacher thought I was being beaten when she saw it. It's my birthmark, I believe I said in an irritated attitude, but maybe not, however my mind might have just been irritated by the question. Then more blackness. Stars. So many stars. Then a really bright light speaks to me, but I am so captivated by the colors changing from blackness and stars to purple/navy and stars. I start to pay attention to this voice that's the very definition of beauty, love, and peace. You have loved as much as you can love, given as much as you can give, and brought people to me. If you want, you can come home. A wave of every moment I have had and will possibly have with my fiancé goes through my mind in a second. I have to go back to my fiancé, I said without knowing I said it. Then I felt the gravity go back to me just before waking up with an intubation tube being removed from me and my wrists being released, asking how much is this going to cost? Upon realizing I was in the hospital, I asked, can I get a doctor's note? I knew I nearly died, despite everyone trying to tell me I didn't. I knew I heard the voice of God from the moment I woke up. From the perspective of my mom, I had a grand mal seizure. Out of absolutely nowhere. I never had a history of seizures or brain problems at all, until it was found that I had atrophy in the right side of my brain since at least 2019, and the doctors didn't find that out then. I was randomly virtually brain dead to the point where my brain couldn't function enough to breathe on my own. I woke up the next day, and her daughter came out of it asking for a doctor's note and how much it would cost. TLDR, basically, I think God just wants us to give to whoever asks, love everyone regardless of whatever they are/think/believe, and through that, we can show others that's real Christianity. People are tyrants, but I don't think God is. Also, I think I talked to God in a near-death situation and thought I was just having a weird dream. Also, some Christian people really don't like when you say you can hear God talking to you through your heart.